से कहूँगा कि दो नारे आज लगें। दो नारा अगर आप लगाएं तो वही असली नारा है आज देश की ज़रूरत के मुताबिक। एक तो जय जवान का और दूसरा जय किसान का। ये दो नारे मैं समझता हूँ कि आज हमारे देश के लिए ज़रूरी है। एक जय जवान और एक जय किसान, और फिर उसी से सारे देश का एक जय हिंद का नारा लगता है।
The person to whom we all listen to right now was a man whose name has been etched with a golden pen in the pages of nation's history. Humble, tolerant, with great inner strength and resoluteness, he was a man of the people who understood their language. He also was a man of vision who led the country towards progress. We are talking about the second Prime Minister of India, Bharat Ratna Lal Bahadur Shastri Ji. Shastri Ji once during a debate on railway accident said, "Perhaps due to my being small in size and soft in tongue, people are apt to believe that I am not able to be very firm, though not physically strong. I think I am internally not so weak." He lived his life with immense simplicity and truthfulness and has been a great source of motivation to all the Indians.
Lal Bahadur Shastri was born to Mr. Sharda Prasad Srivastav and Mrs. Ram Dulari Devi on 2nd October of 1904 at Mughal Sarai in Uttar Pradesh. He got his education from East Central Railway College in Mughal Sarai, Varanasi. He completed his graduation from Kashi Vidyapeeth in year 1926 and was awarded the title of Shastri Scholar. He was very much influenced by the leader like Mahatma Gandhi and Bal Gangadhar Tilak. 2 years later, he got married to Lalita Devi of Mirzapur on 16th of May in 1928 and took a charkha and a few yards of khadi as marriage gift.
He was part of the India's freedom struggle movement. He participated in non-cooperation movement when he was only 17 years old. Then he joined the Servants of the People Society, started by Lala Rajpat Rai in 1921 with an aim to aware the youth about their responsibilities towards the country. In 1930, he joined civil disobedience movement for which he went to prison for 2.5 years. During this time, he got familiar to all the works of Western philosophers, revolutionaries as well as social reformers. In 1942, he took part in Quit India movement and met Govind Vallabh Pant. Shastri Ji was appointed as Police and Transport Minister in Pant's cabinet in 1947. His capacity for hard work and his efficiency became a byword in Uttar Pradesh. He moved to New Delhi in 1951 and held several portfolios in the Union Cabinet: Minister for Railways, Minister for Transport and Communications, Minister for Commerce and Industry, Home Minister, and during Nehru's illness, Minister without portfolio.
He was growing constantly. There is a very famous instance from his political life. He resigned his post as a minister for railways because he felt responsible for the railway accident in which many lives were lost. The unprecedented gesture was greatly appreciated by Parliament and the country. Then Prime Minister Pandit Nehru, speaking in a Parliament on the incident, extolled Lal Bahadur Shastri's integrity and high ideals. He said he was accepting the resignation because it would set an example in constitutional propriety and not because Lal Bahadur Shastri was in any way responsible for what had happened.
The landslide successes of the party in the general elections of 1952, 1957 and 1962 were in complete identification with the cause and his organizational genius. More than 30 years of dedicated service were behind Lal Bahadur Shastri. In the course of this period, He came to be known as a man of great integrity and competence. In 1964, after the death of the Jawaharlal Nehru, he became the second Prime Minister of India and led India to get success in the war from Pakistan in 1965. During the war times, there was an acute shortage of food. The way in which Shastri ji handled the chronic food shortage all over the India can never be forgotten. He requested people all over the India to give up one meal of the day on their own will in order to save some food for the people living in the affected area of the food shortage. But before requesting the countrymen to go on fast, he asked his own family to go on fast for a time to find out if it is possible or not. He had promoted the Green Revolution campaign all over the India in order to boost up the food production all across the India during the food shortage during 22 days long Indo-Pak War of 1965. His leadership was admired all across the world.
After the end of war between India and Pakistan, Lal Bahadur Shastri and Pakistani President Muhammad Ayub Khan went for a meeting in the Tashkent, where both of them had signed the Tashkent Declaration on 10th of January in the year 1966. Shastri ji endured a fatal heart attack some hours after signing the Tashkent Declaration. Shastri ji died on 11th of January in the year 1966. Pakistani President Ayub Khan on the morning when Shastri ji died said, "Here lies the man who could have brought Pakistan and India close." The statement and the image of somber Ayub carrying the coffin of Shastri ji was a big symbolic testimony to his short but substantial stature. Today he rests at Vijay Ghat in Delhi, a memorial for Lal Bahadur Shastri. Lal Bahadur was awarded Bharat Ratna, the highest honor from the nation, in 1966 posthumously.
It is not possible to summarize the life of a person of such stature in just a few minutes within a few words. He was a person with strong willpower, sacrifice, incomparable love, and devotion to his country, which made him one of the most loved Prime Minister of India. Lal Bahadur Shastri remained to the end a staunch Gandhian, a man of great tact and honesty. He made a very few enemies even at the height of the Indo-Pakistan War. He thought differently from the leaders who preceded him, and his heart remained always with the people of the soil. Down to the earth, empathetic, and with a unique approach to enthusing the electorate, his policies live on today, markedly different from any other leader of post-independence India. India and the Indians will always keep in the heart one of the greatest Prime Ministers of India forever and ever.
तलवार की नोक पर या एटम बम के डर से कोई हमारे देश को झुकाना चाहे, दबाना चाहे, ये देश हमारा दबने वाला नहीं।